is always a possibility.
What reason do you have to believe he's considering that option at all?
We have a significant intelligence capability. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
As of this moment, we have reason to believe that he, meaning Putin, has made the decision to invade Ukraine. The president says we have reason to believe that. He cited our significant intelligence capabilities. He was asked again when he said that. The room erupted with reporters asking him to clarify that he believes, he meaning Biden, believes that Vladimir Putin has made the decision to invade Ukraine. And the president said very clearly, unequivocally, yes. Listening to the president, we are joined again by Evelyn Farkas and Ambassador Michael McFaul. We've added to the conversation Rick Stengel, former Undersecretary of State for Public Diplomacy, and Greg Myrie, NPR National Security Correspondent and contributor on global affairs. Thanks to all four of you for being with us. Greg, let me just start with you. This is not a huge surprise to people who have been following it closely, but it is as clear as Joe Biden has been that U.S. intelligence believes the decision to invade Ukraine has been made. That feels like a very big development to me.
It is, Ollie, and that really is significant. The U.S. has been saying for weeks and weeks now that they don't know or don't think Putin has made a final decision. This is the first time any U.S. official has done it, and for President Biden to do that at the podium in front of the whole world is indeed very significant. Now, just follow up, he said diplomacy is still an option. He said that Secretary of State Antony Blinken has tentatively scheduled a meeting or a planned meeting in Europe next week with his Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, next Thursday, but that would be off the table if Russia does invade Ukraine. So, no, the news there was Biden's saying that he's convinced Putin has made a decision.
It is an interesting matter, Rick Stengel, in which the president says that on February 24th, there will be discussions. There are discussions scheduled. There are discussions ongoing. He is regularly talking to NATO and EU partners. The Russians and the Americans are talking. It ends with an invasion. He has been very, very clear that if the words he used are that if Vladimir Putin launches an invasion, he will have slammed the door of diplomacy shut, and that the outrage of the world will be visited upon Russia.
Yes, Ali, as you've been saying, and we all have been saying, all the lights are blinking red. It is an extraordinary admission for a president of the United States to say that the head of a foreign adversary has already made up his mind to invade an independent country. That's extraordinary. As all of us know, it's a little bit like an iceberg. Most of the intelligence you get is way below the surface. We don't know exactly what's going on. People at the NSC and the White House have been saying for weeks that this looks like a probability. But your point is that Putin cannot be and should not be rewarded in any way for his behavior. Certainly if he invades, then every single legitimate means of discourse has been ended in the meantime until sanctions and other policies go into place. I mean, this would be, as we've said over and over, the largest land invasion since World War II. Even if he plans less than a complete invasion and he goes for those two regions in eastern Ukraine, Donetsk and Luhansk, even that would be an incredible violation of international norms and international law and human rights.
Except, Ambassador McFaul, he's done that before. And the outrage of the world was not visited upon Russia. He's done it more than 2 times before, and he has signaled, Vladimir Putin has signaled very clearly to the world that there's an intention to do it again, and he does so in a manner that frames it as a reunification of greater Russia. Do you think it's clear to Vladimir Putin that the world is united and that the outrage of the world will be visited upon him?
Well, he's making a cost-benefit analysis for sure, but he does think he's winning, Ollie, starting in 2008 in Georgia, then 2014, 2015 in Syria, 2016 in our elections, and now this. So he thinks he's on a winning streak. But I want to underscore a couple of things that were really jumped out to me about what the president said. First, let's make sure we all focus on this. He said definitively that they know that Putin has made this decision. And then he alluded to the fact that we know because of intelligence. And he said that in an address to the world today. You put those three things together, this is a very grave moment. This is a significant different place than we were just literally before this, before his statement. The other thing I want to underscore, he alluded to the fact that they believe that they have intelligence that shows that the attack will not be some small thing. It will not just be in Donbass. He said they have reason to believe it will be on the capital of Kyiv. That to me was very scary if true, but it's the president of the United States saying it. He would not be saying it if they didn't have definitive intelligence to back up that claim. That is a very serious military intervention. That is not the smaller skirmishes or minor interventions that we have been discussing for weeks up until this point.
And I want to put that map up just to underscore that point, Evelyn Farkas, that Kyiv is in the middle of the country. There's a river that goes through it. It's a river that goes all the way through from the north to the south of Ukraine. Historically, has divided Ukraine into parts that are, more Polish influenced and more Russian influenced. But it's not close. You have to make some effort to get your troops to Kyiv. It's not a little incursion into parts of parts of Ukraine that are Russian occupied. The president made a point of talking about Ukrainian forces and what they have been doing. Evelyn, as a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense, tell us a bit about these Ukrainian forces. It is not a strong army. It is not a well-developed army. They have struggled with this. In fact, in earlier years, post-independence years, even as recently as